Good evening. Good evening and welcome, soccer fans, to incredible Bank Field here in Minocqua, Wisconsin for this WIAA Soccer Regional Semifinal between the Ashland Dockers and the Lakeland Union Thunderbirds. My name is Randy Quaid. I'll be calling the game tonight. I look forward to a great game between these two teams as they have a rematch back from October 2nd in this regional semifinal. Well, welcome back, everybody. We're getting close to ready for starting lineups here for tonight's game, and the national anthem will be coming shortly after that as well. Again, glad that you are able to watch it. We welcome our fans watching all over, most likely up in Ashland and here in the greater Lakeland community. We're excited to see how this game goes. Ashland comes in first round winner down at Anago. They won 1-0 back on Tuesday to qualify and advance for this regional semifinal here at Minocqua against Lakeland. Captains are meeting right now, talking through a few things with the referees, getting ready to do a coin flip who will determine who starts with the football and what end they'd like to defend, etc. We'll see how that goes. Looks like Ashland has won the coin flip and got the first choice of end of field, and so we'll see how that all shakes out here in just a moment. The fans are starting to pile in for this game. 7 p.m. start for us here tonight, as you know, and there are lots of parents feeling those anxieties of what their kids are going through as their senior seasons and end of seasons after a good season for Lakeland, specifically here as earning a #1 seed in a conference championship, the first in I think 20 years since they've done that in soccer. So excitement here. Ashland comes with a proud history, not being at state themselves too long ago, in the past 6 or 7 years, I believe. So they have a great program, great coaching staff, and they expect to compete, I'm sure, tonight and maybe look for the upset. They're led by Ann Kriskovich, who's been a longtime coach there, and I believe she coaches in the girls program as well, who very successful soccer program in Ashland. In a moment, we'll be walking through starting lineups here, and you can see the boys getting ready to do just that, and we'll try to catch the PA announcer as he does the lineups here shortly. While they're waiting here, we'll go through a little bit of a season recap. Ashland comes into tonight's game with an overall record of 12-13. Their 2 wins came against Cumberland, and then, as I mentioned the other day, against Anago. They had a few ties as well. They were able to tie Barron and Hayward, and Barron actually again as they played them. Lakeland comes into the game at 14-2-3. As I referenced earlier, they also were the conference champions for the Great Northern Conference this year. Their losses came recently to Three Lakes Phelps after they had tied them the first game of the year, and then just last week, Thursday, they lost at Mosinee 3-2. Mosinee was the second place team in the GNC this year, so some good battles throughout the year. Lakeland has done a great job on defense all year, keeping their opponents at a pretty low score throughout the year until just recently, where they had given up 4 goals against Rhinelander and 3 against Mosinee. Ashland, most of their games were fairly low scoring on their offensive end, and they were in quite a few and had a few tougher ones across the way as they went through their record. And as their season went on, they earned a 9 seed in the WIAA tournament, and as I mentioned, went down to Anago and beat them, and I suppose you could say an upset based on seeding, but two pretty evenly matched teams, I would think, at that game. It is a little bit different environment than last year as these two teams played in the playoff game. Some of you might have been watching that streaming. As we remember, that night was about 4 inches of snow. I'd never seen a soccer game anything like it. It was difficult just to kick the ball around and chase after it, etc. So here we go. We'll get ready for the pageantry of the starting lineups. right, folks, we're ready to go with soccer just about here. I'm going to run through the starting lineups in case you weren't able to hear that online. In goal for Ashland tonight will be number 1, Owen Britton, and the rest of the starters are number 2, Ramdi Goiki, number 6, Logan McKittrick, number 7, Matthew Nortonen, number 10, Xavier Adams, number 12, Marshall Swanson, 14, Peter Fanke, 16, Louis Fischbach, 18, David Goike, 20, Austin Vosachel, and 22, Oscar Mulliken. And for the T-Birds, tonight's starters in goal, number 1, Carter Quaid, 2, Tyler Tharman, 6, Austin Kellner, number 10, DJ Radishek, 11, Matthew Cliver, 12, Chandler Savell, 13, Casey Van Hefty, 17, Mac Haling, 19, Yaroslav Mishashin, Bo Peterson, number 20, and number 21, Ashton Anderson. Again, the Ordockers are coached by Ann Kriskovich, and the T-Birds coached by Ihor Mishashin. And we are ready for kickoff, folks. Here we go. Lakeland starts with a push-up by 12, Chandler Savell. On the throw, Ashland back to send it upfield. Looks like the T-Birds will control it here on their end for a little bit. Touch by Mishashin. Back to Cliver. Send in again by Cliver. Tharman on the return. Back in the middle to Tharman, to Savell, one of the defensemen for the T-Birds. Good pressure put on by Ashland, and the steal there. The out of bounds off of Ordockers. Lakeland for a throw-in. Savell comes up. Back to Casey Van Hefty. Over to Cliver. Out of bounds off of Lakeland. It'll be Ashland's ball on the side, pushing up that left side. Out of bounds on Lakeland. It'll be over to the Ordockers there, about at midfield. Up to Peterson on the right side, controls it, gets it to the middle here. Nice center to Mishashin. Over to Tharman, to Radishek. Sends it up the right side. Mishashin in the middle, gets a shot on goal. Nice save by Britton in the middle. To our friends watching up in Ashland, I'm going to have a little bit of hard time getting some of the names and numbers, just being unfamiliar with some of these guys, so we'll help you as much as we can. Give you numbers as often as possible anyway. There's a good run up there by Ashland, up to 22, Oscar Milliken. Lakeland recovers and controlled again by Ashland in the middle. Kellner on the advance. Be another throw in for Ashland right at midfield there. Number 18, David Goike on the throw in. Cliver sends it up the left side. Looks like that's going to end up out of bounds, but it does stay in bounds. Haling with a nice save, keeps it in. Nope, he must have been out, going back to Ashland the other way. Against Goike on the sideline there. Kellner to Yaroslav Mishishin. Saved along the right sideline by Peterson. Nope, throw in for Ashland. Turnover there on the offensive end for Lakeland. A little bit of an advance here. Got a little bit of a run out for number 2, Ramdi Goike. It's going to be out of bounds. Ashland ball on the sideline here. Norton in on the throw in. Steal by Ashland. Nope, back again for Lakeland. We're already about 6 minutes into tonight's game. Mishishin on the cross. Controlled by Ashland going the other way. Cliver gets it. We're at midfield for Lakeland here. Savell with the touch. Lakeland throw in there about the 20-yard line if it were a football field anyway. Mishishin controls it back to Anderson, who's going to center it. Ashland ball on the sideline. Savell on the steal. To the center, to Mishishin. He's going to have probable shot on goal here. He's going to miss out with his left foot to the right, as you see. Be a goal kick for Ashland coming back the other way. Good send here for Ashland. Chandler Savell on the steal to go in the back the other way, up to Cliver on the side, on the right side over there, to Radishek. Nice play by the Ashland defender. Back to the middle to Tharman, to Anderson here on the left side, who sends it back the other way over to Bo Peterson, number 20. Savell with the ball near middle, up to Mishishin. Mac Haling up in front there, and Tharman. Cross, Tharman's going to get a touch on it. Back to Radishek. Sends it up to the right corner. Peterson sends middle, and we got a header, but just high for Mac Haling. Another return for Lakeland. Another goal kick for Ashland. We're about 9 minutes into the game. I have A count of 3 shots on goal for Lakeland to this point, none yet for Ashland, but they've been advancing the ball a few times. Ball in the middle to Tharman, over to the left side to Anderson, back to Yaroslav Musician. He's advancing up the middle. Good defensive play there by the back middle. We're going to have a corner kick here for Lakeland as the ball goes out the back line. Looks like Tyler Tharman, number 2, will be over there doing the kick as a few of the defenders come up for Lakeland. Here we go. We got a high, staying in the middle. Got a header. Kellner is controlling it for now. Out of bounds off Lakeland. They'll have a sideline throw for Ashland coming in as we approach 10 minutes into the game. Good send. Van Hefty with a pretty good play to stop the ball from advancing. Van Hefty again sends it down the right sideline. Cliver on the steal, but back to Ashland. Number 7, Norton. Lakeland will take over here. Savell on the kick to the middle. Nice header there by the Ashland defender. Cliver pushing the ball up the right sideline. We'll have to hustle back to get on the defensive end. Got a center there. Mishishin on the middle. Tharman comes up, gets a foot on it. Good defensive play there. Nice send. I got an advance here going. Number 2, Goike, just a freshman, but has been pretty talented so far here tonight and had a pretty nice game the first time these two teams played. Anderson sends the ball off the Ashland defender out of bounds. We got a throw in for Lakeland. Up to Haling. Sent out of bounds by number 26, I think. Maybe it's 22. That looks like it's Mulligan out there on defense. Into Haling. Goike kicks it out of bounds. The older of the two Goikes, David Goike, that is, on defense. Got a whistle stoppage here. Anderson sends it into the middle. Haling with the touch onto Tharman. Stolen by the defenseman, but Van Hefty there to take it on the other end. It sends it down the right sideline. Good ball, good advance here for Ashland up the left sideline. Cliver back with him. Peterson on the steal. Ashland still in the offensive end here. Lakeland with the steal, the way it looks, yes. Tharman up the middle. Radijak on the ball and sends it up near right side. Van Hefty sends it deep. We'll get a goal touch here the way it looks. Yeah, just inside the box there. He had a little bit of pressure from Haling as he approached. A good play by Britton just in time. He sends it out towards midfield with his punt. Goike on the touch in the middle. Van Hefty sends it back the other way. Musician trying to hold position there, gets the ball. Got a whistle here for the trip on Ashland. Lakeland will have the ball there with their opportunity to potentially do some damage here on a direct kick. Looks like it's going to be Anderson sending it in from, there he goes. He sends it near right. Touch on the head there by Mishishin. Looks like it's going to be another corner kick opportunity. Tharman heading over there again. Lakeland's second corner kick of the night so far. First one was defended well by Ashland. Center, we got a good cross. Haling gets a good touch and a great defensive play by the defenseman, actually heading it up and over onto the football upright. And so we'll have another corner kick. Tharman going back there again. Nice play by Ashland to prevent a possible goal on the head by Haling. Our first sub of the night will be number 18, senior Abe Evenhouse for Lakeland, and out will go Austin Kellner. So looks like Evenhouse will play that left side offensively. Got a nice cross here. Haling again on the back side. Misses with his left, so it's going to be a goal kick for Ashland heading the other way. Push from Lakeland again. Chasing down towards that right corner. It looks like it's going to go out the end line. It's going to be a goal kick for Ashland here again. Out near midfield, Ashland controlling it at the moment here. Stolen by Radishek. Peterson will have the touch here on the sideline. Jousting a little bit over there on that right sideline, pushing it up. Radishek again on the middle. He looks like he's going to do the cross. He does. Mishushin not able to get there. Another goal kick by Britton out near midfield. Two guys jockeying for position out there. Tharman on the touch here up to Mishushin, who will get it to Haling, who it looks like now is taking over that left sideline offensively. Evenhouse plays middle there. Going to be Ashland's ball on the sideline. We're still 16:33 into tonight's game. Still 0-0. Few shots on goal for Lakeland. I'm counting 6 right now, shots on goal. None yet for the Ordockers. Savell actually up a little bit here. Sends one down the right sideline. Peterson trying to chase it down. Doesn't look like he does get there. Mishushin on the touch in the middle. Tries Tharman involved. And we're going to have trouble here. They're going to stop the clock. That's in the box, so I assume that's going to be a penalty kick for Lakeland on the trip in the box here. We're going to have Mishushin step forward to see if he can make this a 1-0 game. One of the harder things for a goalkeeper to do in this sport is try and stop or prevent a penalty kick like this. As a basketball fan, I compare it to about a free throw. If a guy can go out there and shoot his free throw, Mishushin does that, except there's a defender, unlike in a basketball free throw. As here we go on the kick. Mishushin misses upper right. So saved. You won't see that too often out of number 19. Maybe the nerves of a playoff game here early, cold weather, things like that going on, but Ashland dodged a bullet there to start. They're going to send it up out of the goal kick here after the miss by Mishushin. Radishek on the touch up to Peterson. Evenhouse chasing down that right sideline there, able to get his foot on it, so it'll be Ashland ball up the side. Lakeland's back the other way. Van Hefty gets the ball sent to the sidelines there with a little bit of a two-on-one for Ashland. A little bit of a push there for them. They're on the throw in here. A little bit of an oops there on the sideline. Lakeland on a little bit of an advance. Up the sideline for Ashland. They're going to Van Hefty back on it though. Send it back out towards midfield. Push up the sideline on the throw in by Lakeland. Mr. Shin controlling it. Getting to the middle. Looking to get a shot. If he has one, he gets a shot. Nice stop again by Britton. Goal kick, punt out to midfield. Cliver on the head. Van Hefty, oh, good play by Cliver to send it back the other way for Ashland. Quaid going to get his foot on the ball here. No, he was able to get it in the box, so he's going to send it back the other way. Going to use the pass to do so up to Mac Haling on the left sideline, back to Anderson. Back to Savell. Haling again. Anderson. A little bit of a tussle there. Anderson comes out with it. Darman on the touch, approaching the middle. Advances with the dribble. Passes it over to Mishishin. Going through some defenders. Looks like he's going to approach for a shot. Bounce touched by Ashland out the back end. So we're going to have a corner kick for Lakeland here. Looks like it's going to be Tharman again. Yes, Tharman on the touch, or in the corner kick, excuse me. Their fourth corner kick of the night, I believe. On the advance here. Makes it all the way through. Ashland able to release it. Cliver advances it up again. Peterson, middle. Good play by the Ashland defender to clear that ball. Savell on the touch. Going to go back to Cliver again. Sends it to the middle. There's a host of Thunderbirds. Tharman on the touch. Over to Peterson. Up to Savell again. Savell advancing from his defensive position, gets a shot on goal, or towards the goal, defended by Ashland again. We'll have another corner kick for Lakeland, see if they can get something going here on one. Tharman looks to be the corner kick option. He handles most of those for the T-Birds throughout the year. We've been seeing him go deep most of the time. In there, we got a header off the top bar for Radishek. Great opportunity to score for Lakeland again. Ashland comes away happy with nothing for Lakeland. We'll have another goal kick after the miss. We're out at midfield. Savell chasing the ball down. Goike up there. He's done a great job. Strong freshman out there, Goike. Looks to be like they're offsides, but yes, looks offsides. Ashland will be offsides. Lakeland will take the ball and go the other way. We are 23 minutes into tonight's game here with still no score in this first round playoff, or second round playoff game, regional semifinal. Again, Ashland advanced as winning 1-0 at Anago on Tuesday night in a matchup of an 8 versus 9 seed. Ball goes out the sideline again. Lakeland will have a throw in. Radishak in the middle. Sends it over to Anderson. Up the left side to Haling. Gets a touch on it. Goike's there to defend. Sends it out of bounds. We'll have a throw in. Anderson hustling up to get there. Got a throw into the middle. Evenhouse chases it down, but a good play by the Ashland defender to send the ball back out of the zone as Savell again sends it towards the right sideline, towards Bo Peterson. We got a nice save again by Britton. He's having a whale of a game so far on the nice kick by Mishashin. Ball's going to go out the right sideline. Good defensive play there by Ashland again. That's the 5th shot on goal by Mishashin already. Again, Britton doing a great job. Savell comes up for the approach. Misses left. It looks like that just simply went out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Ashland. We're 25 minutes into this contest, 0-0 yet. Lakeland's ball on the sideline. Kellner comes back in for Evenhouse. Cliver on the touch up to Peterson. Still on that right sideline over there. Back to Savell. Sends it up the sideline. Yaroslav Mishashin chasing it down in the left corner. Kellner sends it middle. Tharman in the area. Gets a foot on it, but it's going to go the other way a little bit. Ashland sends it back. Anderson. Goike near this here, but looks like Van Hefty's going to be the first to it. And a steal by Ashland. A little bit of an advance here. Cliver on the defensive play and gets it to, sends it out of bounds. A little bit of a regroup here for the Thunderbirds as Ashland advances a little bit past midfield. I still do not have a shot on goal yet for the Ordockers, but they've been doing fantastic on defense, preventing goals options from Lakeland. Haling chases one down there on the right sideline. The Ashland defender sends it out of bounds. We're 27 minutes into tonight's game. 13 to go before halftime. Van Hefty out near midfield. Goike comes over, back to Savell, over to Anderson, sends it to the middle up to Mishashin. Good dribbling skills here, one of the better footwork players that I've seen in the game of soccer, but my scope is pretty small here in northern Wisconsin. Ashland pushed the ball up the left sideline. It's Radishek over there, wears one of the captain's badges. He and Bo Peterson are the two captains for T-Birds. Tharman sends it up. The defense is able to get it. Ashland controlling it on their defensive end here, sending it up near midfield, but stopped by Savell. Ashland back in control. Goike. Peterson on the steal, sends it back the other way. Kellner to Tharman. He's going to send it middle to Savell, who gets it stolen from him by. Well, a good send up. Goike's going to have a chance here if he can outrun. Quaid steps up and kicks the ball out of bounds. Sideline throw here for Ashland. Ball will be out of bounds to Ashland on that right sideline. We're about 28:50 into this first half here from Minocqua. Ball stays in bounds over there on the right side. Ashland controlling it on the defensive end. That's going to be taken by Anderson. Over to Van Hefty, back to Anderson again. Goike putting on good pressure up front. That freshman Ramdi Goike. Real quick up there and dangerous threat, I would imagine the T-Birds are aware of. Van Hefty steps up to Tharman. Mishashin on the ball in the advance. Goes up near right. Trying to work his way to a shot. He gets a shot, another save by Britton. Anderson tries from about the 25-yard line, just misses wide left. Going to have another goal kick. Van Hefty pushes it back. It looks like he's going to kick towards Quaid. He does, who sends the ball out to the right sideline. Cliver tries to chase it down, is unable to. We're going to have a throw-in for Ashland as the defense tries to get back for Lakeland. Ordocker still do not have a shot on goal that I'm aware of. Cliver keeps the ball in bounds, sends it up that right sideline, up to Mishashin, up near approaching midfield. I think we have a whistle. Looks like Mishashin might have got a hand on that one. Ashland will have a direct kick there, about the 33-yard line of the football field anyway. Sends it in. Good job. We're going to have a corner kick, I think, for Ashland. Yes, they'll have a corner kick after, I believe it was Cliver sent that ball out of bounds. Looks like number 7 over there on the corner kick, Norton in. Great center. Good job on the corner kick by Norton in. We got Lakeland gets it going the other way though. So was it Savell to Kellner? Out of bounds for Lakeland. We'll have a throw in there. We got a sub, number 7, Jaden Trotter, coming into the game for the first time, a senior. Looks like he's coming in for Mac Haling. Again, Lakeland's ball coming in on the sideline. We're at 32:05 into the game, about 7:55 left in the half. How'd you like that math, everybody? Mishashin up the sideline. Passes it up to Peterson. Defenseman right there. Peterson controlling it towards the corner. Out of bounds off of Ashland. Be a throw in here for Ashland, or for Lakeland. Over to Tharman on the header. Back up that right sideline. Cliver trying to keep it in bounds. Does. Good send there. We're going to have Anderson on the touch on the defensive end. Some pressure from Ramdi Goike. Trotter and battling there with number 20, Vokashel. Nice play for Ashland. They're going to be offside, so good advance. Number 10 there on the pass, Zabian Adams, but his teammate was offsides. Anderson on the switch over brings it up the right side. Van Hefty up. Tharman back to Van Hefty again. Up to Mishashin in the middle. Back to Anderson. Savell. Tharman. Over to Peterson. Got a little bit of room. Sends it middle, but able to be defended by the Ashland defense there. Hustle play there for Cliver. Sends it back middle. Good header by the Ashland defender. Cliver still up there on the offensive end, controlling the ball, gets it to Tharman, chases back, sends it middle. Trotter on the touch to Mishushin, who's going to wind up. Good defensive play there. Peterson in the midst of a lot of chaos there in the middle. We're going to send it back to Chandler Savell. Tries it from a distance, but sends it wide right. Ashland will have the goal kick. We're at 34-40 into the first half. A little over 5 minutes left. Gets it out to midfield. Anderson on the header. That'll go out of bounds. Ashland ball and right in front of their bench. Savell sends it up the right sideline. Peterson in the general area of Peterson. Still controlling it, and Mishushin on the bring. Comes getting in it deep in the middle there. A little bit of a scramble. Radishek sends it back, but the defense is right there. They're going to send it out of bounds near their own bench. Anderson again on the toss. Throws it middle. Tharman's going to track it down here for a moment. Sends it to the right side. Looks like it's going to get out of bounds there. Go the other way for Ashland. About 4 minutes remaining in the half. 4 minutes. Got the throw in by Ashland. Mishushin controlling it. Excuse me. Yes, Mishushin. Ashland sends it out of bounds again. Anderson will be on the throw. Mishushin on the fancy footwork sends one in, and he will finally score the goal. At the back, that popped out so quickly, it was hard to see, but Mishushin with some fancy footwork out near the middle of the field. Nice spin move, kept the ball in his possession, was able to fire a ground shot to the back left corner of the goal to make it 1-0 T-Birds. 36-29 into the game here. 36-29. Ashland has done a great job defensively keeping Lakeland off the scoreboard until that moment. Owen Britton especially has done well. We're going to send it back in. Ashland's ball here, of course. Advancing it up the left sideline. Looks like it's going to be the T-Birds ball. Van Hefty over there right now, going to be doing the throw in. Cliver replaces him in the middle. They just switched positions momentarily, and Cliver sends it back to Quaid. Goike on the attack there a little bit, puts a little pressure on. A lot of feet tangling up in the middle there. Ashland able to steal. Going to have an advance. Going to get a shot on goal, and Quaid is able to stop it. Nice job by Ashland to fight through a lot of bodies around there and get a reasonable shot on goal there. Can't quite see that number. Looks like maybe 22 Mulliken on the left side over there. That was Ashland's first shot on goal, at least by my account. First save then, therefore, for Quaid. Got a couple of subs coming in. Number 19, Ethan Gusky for Ashland comes in for Goike. And in for the T-Birds, number 16, Leo Roeder. Looks like he went in for Kellner. We're down to just over 2 minutes left in the first half. Lakeland looking to add to it. Ashland looking for an answer, get a shot towards the goal. Quaid is able to get his hands on it. Looks like he's going to try the drop kick there. Gets it out approaching midfield. Goike on the touch. Tharman controls. Mishushin up the sideline to Roeder. To Jaden Trotter, who loses it and going back the other way up on the advance. Looks like Cliver. to Tharman. 1:30 left in the half. Radishek back to Mishishin in the middle. Tharman on the touch. Right in the middle of the field here. Mishishin again looking to find another opportunity to shoot on the goal. Defense, a lot of white jerseys between him and the goal. Back to Radishek, back to Mishishin. Radishek again. Looks like they're doing the basketball equivalent of going for a last shot there. I'm a little bit more of a, have a little more basketball acumen than soccer, as you can maybe tell from the play-by-play sometimes. Anderson keeps it in the middle to Radishek. We're down under 45 seconds left in the half. Mishishin on the touch from the left sideline, sends it middle, up near Trotter, doesn't able to track it down, but Peterson is there, fights through some traffic. Defense sends it back the other way. Savell, 30 seconds left. Tharman goes down there in the middle of the field. We got Van Hefty sends it back in, down to 20 seconds here in the half. Ashland sends it on the out of bounds on the sideline. We're going to have a throw in for Peterson, down to 12 seconds. 10. Going to fight through, see if they can get one more shot on goal, and they will not, the way it looks. Well, they did. No, they did not. That'll be the half, everybody. After 40 minutes, we're sitting with the score of Lakeland 1, Ashland 0. Been a great first half, a lot of action, a lot of offensive action for the T-Birds, and great defensive play by Ashland to keep themselves in the game after a lot of shots on goal for them. But Owen Britton's done a nice job in the goal on the back end for them. We're going to head off for a few commercials for you guys to enjoy, so you don't have to listen to my voice anymore. Enjoy your halftime refreshments and other things you do. Thanks for listening. We'll be back shortly to Minocqua. Yeah, if you don't mind, just if you don't think we lose anybody, right?
Oh, Varsity sure got their butts kicked last night, huh?
Yeah, we sure did. Not like that's something unusual, though.
Right. Hey, Kate. My parents aren't home Friday. You want to maybe hang out?
Sure, sounds fun.
All right.
Nice.
So they might give an assist on that.
They did?
No, but I'm saying, so sometimes, I know, but,
No, yeah.
that's what I'm just saying, it's like sometimes I'll have okay, I'll have 2 assists in this. Whoever touched it last. What's that? Well, I think, they put the balls, and it's going so glad they got the goal in. That was pressure because
Are you Gary Thompson?
Yeah.
Will you come with me, please?
Okay.
So you said, do you remember about what the difference was?
Yeah, we got about 2 minutes difference.
Okay, I'll definitely do that.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you again.
Hey Gary, hi. So you were in close contact with someone who tested positive for COVID, so you're gonna have to go home for 14 days. Do you have a ride that someone you can call to get a ride home?
Well, who was it?
I'm sorry, I can't tell you.
Fine, whatever. Just let me call my dad.
I should just run up and down the stairs once or twice. That'll get me warmed up. What? Go down the stairs and come back up. That'll get me warmed up.
Due to a surge of positive cases of the novel coronavirus in our local school district, Lakeland Union High School, in-person learning has been suspended until further notice. In other news, many cats have climbed into a tree, and suddenly babies have decided to run up there and save them. However, when the babies were bringing the cats in, they were back down from the tree. They decided
Yeah, to log on. But it's one word instead of 2.
Does anybody have any ideas for the homecoming video? Anyone? 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 Anyone at all?
Well, welcome back, everybody, to Incredible Bank Field as we get ready to start the second half here after a good first half of soccer. Ashland did a great job on the defensive end. I count 11 shots on goal so far for the T-Birds, translating into 8 saves for goalkeeper Owen Britton. Ashland was able to get 1 shot on goal for 1 save for Carter Quaid. We're about 20 seconds out. We'll have a great second half, hopefully, here to play as the two teams switch ends. We'll see if that has anything to do. I don't know if there's much wind out there or not tonight. I'm up here in the nice cozy press box, one of the great perks of taking this job for the night on one of the first cold nights of the year. I'd like to say hi to a friend of mine, Brody, if you're listening. Hey, I hear you've enjoyed the first half so far. I just want to say hi, Brody. Be nice to your little brothers there and your little sister, okay, in this second half. Looks like Ashland will start with the ball here. Number 10, Adams, will be the first touch. On the sideline here to McKittrick. Lakeland steals it. Back to Van Hefty, up to Peterson again. Sends it up the right sideline. Haling trying to chase it down in the near corner there. Sends a great middle. Just missed Peterson there. Great play by Haling. Going to have the throw in there. I did get an update at halftime for the other game going on down in Medford. Rhinelander ahead in the first half, 1-0. The winner of that game will play the winner of tonight's game here at Lakeland. Savell in the middle. Tries to get it up to Peterson there, but it looks like Peterson is able to chase it down. Going to send it back to Mishashin in the middle. Shot on goal. Good stop again by Britton. Cliver on the touch right at midfield on the right sideline. Ball goes out of bounds off Ashland. We'll have a throw in here. Peterson on the throw in. Looks like he's trying to get up the sideline to Haling. Ball's going to go out the end line. We'll have a goal kick for Ashland. As I mentioned, a little bit chilly out here tonight. Probably more seasonable than it's been most of the fall so far. We'd have a great sports season weather-wise for football and tennis and soccer and all those outdoor activities, cross-country. Current temperature here at Incredible Bank Field is 36 degrees. Van Hefty on the touch up to Ashland's able to send it. Van Hefty chasing it down. Goike putting some pressure on him. Back to Quaid. Ashland controlling it yet on their offensive end. Kellner steps up, is able to send the ball out of bounds. Have a little bit of a restart. Ashland on the side there. Anderson comes up off Goike along that sideline. Mishashin out near the 40-yard line. Nice footwork again. Sends it over to Tharman, who controls it. Sends it back to Cliver to Van Hefty, who sends it middle, but there's not much presence there. Haling steps in and gets involved a bit there. Ashland sends it out the right sideline. Anderson on the throw-in. Mishashin shoots, and another great save by Britton, able to get his hands on it and send that ball out the right side. Lakeland will have a corner. Looks like Tharman stepping over to do the job again. Lakeland looking to get that elusive second goal that would give them a slight bit of breathing room in tonight's game. Tharman sends it in low. Cutter there for Lakeland, not able to get his foot on it. They do keep the ball in the zone, but looks like we'll have a goal kick here after the miss by Lakeland. Ashland on the goal kick. We're about 4:25 into the half. It scoots past a couple defenders, back to Quaid. Looks like Lakeland is trying for a little bit of a reset. Goike putting some pressure on, but he's able to get it up to Savell there to the middle, over to Radajek, who's going to send it near right side. Peterson trying to get to it first, is right there, but another play by Britton. Risky play, but he ends up being rewarded for the risk, able to get the stop before Peterson is able to get there. Got an update on that Medford game. Looks like they answered the Rhinelander score, so it's now 1-1 down in Medford. Anderson pushes the ball up to Tharman, who's dribbling towards the center of the field. Advances a little bit, gets a shot on goal, just left. Nice save again by Britton. That is his 11th save by my account. Nice night for Owen Britton. Lakeland on the steal. Anderson. Header back to Britton again. I don't know my soccer good enough to know that that's a goal kick or a shot on goal. I would assume not. But he did get his hands on it in the box. Michigan out near the 40-yard line, back to Cliver again. Over to Savell, who controls it out there again. To Radishek. Trying to get some space in the middle. Nice shot, but a little bit right. And so we're going to have a goal kick for the Ordockers. Peterson on the steal off the goal kick. Pushes it up the right sideline, tries to get it up towards Haling, but he's able to steal it again from the Ashland defender, who looks like to be one of the captains of the Ordockers. Might be number 12, Swanson. We got a little bit of a breakout here. Going to have a chance for Goike. He is going to score to tie the game as Quaid got caught unsure of what to do on the breakout and got caught in no man's land a little bit. Goal for Ramdi Goike to make it 1-1 at the 46:58 mark of the game, 6 minutes and 58 seconds into the game, or the second half, excuse me. Nice run out there by the Ordockers. We'll see if Lakeland can answer. Haling will start with the ball in the middle of the field. Ramdi Goike has been dangerous. He just hasn't had many opportunities to get a shot on goal tonight, but he got out in some space and was able to use that to his advantage to get that goal. Lakeland sends it up that left sideline. Looks like we're going to have a throw-in for them down near the corner. Anderson trying to get there. He does. Sends it to the middle. Defense is able to clear it. Kellner chasing it down, getting it backside to Cliver. Radishek. Tharman. Michigan getting in some space. Good play again by Britton. This time they used their feet to get it cleared. Lakeland. Britton up again. Sends it out towards midfield. Tharman going to be the first one to get his foot on it. Able to control it for the T-Birds. A lot of foot traffic around there. Going to go the other way. Ashland. Savell able to get his foot on it. Sends it over to Cliver. Up to Peterson. Good defensive play there by number 10 for the Ordockers, Adams. Peterson along the right sideline for Lakeland. Sends it back middle towards Savell. Gets his feet under control there. Sends it middle to Haling. Over to... Got a shot on goal, but just right with the miss there. That was again Michigan. We are 1-1, about 30 minutes left in tonight's game, at least in regulation. This is a playoff game, so it would have an overtime possibility before we would go to a shootout, if I remember right. Hopefully on a night like tonight, nobody's got to worry about overtime, but we'll see how the second half goes. Savell on the header to Radishek. A little bit of jockeying going out there for position. Ashland sends it up the right sideline. Looks like that ball's going to probably get out of bounds. It does. Lakeland will take it on the throw. Ashland controlling it on their end again. Goike on the touch. Putting some pressure on the offensive end there for the Ordockers. Another steal for them. Got Mishishin now out. Back to Anderson, who's going to advance. Sends it up the left sideline, hailing in the area. But Britton will be there inside out near the edge of the box, but able to get it. He's going to send it out the way it looks here on a punt, and he does. T-Bird's able to control it, hailing again near the header there. Goike. Goike putting pressure on them. Cliver able to chase it down on the right sideline here. Ball's out of bounds. Looks like it's going to go towards the Ordockers. Ashland ball on the throw-in. Send it middle. Tharman able to get a foot on it. Hailing on a little bit of a push there offensively, but the Ashland defender is able to clear it to the sideline. Ball stays in bounds. Mishishin on it. In some little bit of space. He's advancing. Trying to get to a shot location. He does, but good defensive play by Ashland. Ball going to the left sideline in play. Savell comes up. Over to Radishek, back to Savell. Trying for a shot on goal, misses wide right. We'll have a goal kick for the Ordockers. Into the game for the T-Birds is number 18, Abe Evenhouse. He'll be coming in for Austin Kellner, like he did in the first half at this point or so. On the goal kick, Van Hefty the first to get to the touch. Evenhouse on it, sends it up. Going back the other way, Savell on the header. Ball goes along the left sideline there. Tharman now sends it back for T-Birds. We got Savell on the touch here. Send it to the right sideline to Peterson, back to Radishek in the middle. Up to Evenhouse, but he's not able to secure it. Savell on it again. The Ashland player is able to send the ball a little bit onto the offensive end for them. Van Hefty up. Ball's going to get all the way down to Britton for another hand on it. He's going to send it back the other way. A lot of low kicks on his punts. And again, it could be a wind-related thing, just trying to keep the ball down. Tharman on the control. Looks like hailing over there on the left side. Back to Tharman. Sends it middle into the area of Mishishin, but a lot of traffic there. We got a potential. Bo Peterson sends middle, but nobody there. Still controlled by hailing. In the middle of the field yet. Ball is live. Nothing went out of bounds. Nothing happened. Savell on the throw, or in the great opportunity, and another great save by Britton. Count that as his 12th save of the night. Savell with a great opportunity from a distance there. We're going to have a goal kick. Gets to the middle through some bodies, but T-Birds have control again. Over to Hailing on the left sideline. Controlling it back to Anderson. Over to Radishek at about the 30. who controls it with his feet over to Tharman. Sends it middle, but Britton there. We are at the 25-minute mark, or just under, everybody. Still 1-1 here in Minocqua. Ashland has 2 shots on goal. One of them have been a save, and one has been a goal. Quaid getting over there to send the ball over to the right sideline to Cliver. Ashland gets to the ball first, sends it back up. Header by Radishek. Tharman there for T-Birds up to Mishashin. Peterson trying to chase it down, but looks like the Ashland player is going to get there first, and he does. Sends the ball to the sideline. I think that's McKittrick over there on the right side. Playoff time like this, the nerves start to get a little bit nervous for everybody as the game stays close, and one mistake could end somebody's season. So that's always those things that are hard for young people to, really for any athlete in situations like this. Evenhouse trying to chase it down near the corner, is not able to. It gets to the end line, will have another goal kick. Van Hefty able to send it to the sideline, but Ashland's going to take over there. They're controlling it, send the ball up, but Savella's there to send it back the other way. Out near midfield, Lakeland's got a little bit of a numbers advantage. Up to Mishashin, over to Haling. See if he can get it to the middle here. Savell on the touch at about the 25. Good defensive play there. Got a chance to get a little bit of a breakout, but the Lakeland's able to get there. Van Hefty staying near Goike, who scored earlier in the game to tie it up for Ashland. Lakeland does not want to get in that situation again, have a numbers situation. Lakeland is controlling here. Ashland. There's Britton again. Down to just over 22 minutes remaining in the contest. Still 1-1. Ball staying on the left side over there on the offensive end for Lakeland. Anderson able to get over there. Savell on the control. Advance. Haling to the on the touch over to Evenhouse. Back to Radishek at the 30. Over to Peterson. Back to Mishashin. Good defensive play there. Van Hefty at midfield, sends it down the right sideline. Peterson trying to chase it down. He'll get there, but looks like we're going to have a corner kick here again for Lakeland. See if they can capitalize. I think this is their 8th corner kick opportunity. The official said it was off Lakeland, I guess. We're going to have a corner or a goal kick instead of the corner kick. Cliver sends the ball in the air. Good defensive play there, sending the ball out near midfield, out of bounds. Lakeland will have a throw in out near midfield on the left sideline. Lakeland controlling. Anderson into Radishek again out near the 40-yard line. Sends it towards near right side. Again, Peterson trying to chase it down and won't be able to quite get there. We're going to have another goal kick opportunity for one of the defensemen for Ashland. keeps it fairly low. Peterson's able to get his first foot on it and control it up to Cliver, who's able to get ahead on it, keep the ball in bounds thus far. Oh, it looks like the ball's out of bounds. We'll have a throw in for Ashland. Just under 20 minutes left remaining in regulation. Peterson steals it on away. Tharman out near mid. Over to Anderson. Defense is approaching. There he goes, sends it in the middle. Peterson trying to track it down. Good defensive play there, sends it out of bounds. We'll have another throw in for the T-Birds. Peterson will be on throw in. Throws it to Mishashin. To Radicek, over to Savell. Tharman. Tries the center to Mishashin, but defense is there. Ashland's done a great job on the defensive end all night. Savell tries from a distance, but ends up just high. We're going to have another goal kick for Ashland. Just under 19 minutes left in the game, folks, here. Been a defensive battle for the most part. The ball has been on Ashland's side of the field the majority of the night. They've just done a fantastic job of keeping Lakeland out of the goal. Ashland has had 2 shots on goal, one of which ended up in the goals to tie the game fairly early in the second half here. And so we still sit at 1-1, 18 or so minutes left in the game. Radicek controls it back to Cliver. We're going to go back to the middle. Savell will touch over to Anderson. Sends it up the left sideline towards Haling. We're going to have it this time. We will have a corner kick for Lakeland after the defensive player Tharman over there again. See if Lakeland can capitalize on one of these corner kicks. Great opportunity to score, get a shot on or near the goal. That's going to be in the middle, but the goalie is able to get it for them. Britton again. We'll give him another save on that. By my count, which is completely uncertain, that's 13 saves on my spreadsheet here. Feels like a lot more than that. Ball goes out of bounds. Going to be Lakeland on the side here. Some subs coming into the game. Kellner back in for Lakeland. Goihi goes out, actually. Number 19 comes in for Ashland. That is Ethan Gusky. Kellner comes in for Haling. Tharman sends the ball towards looks like Lakeland is looking for a handball there on the last drive to no avail. Looks like Radicek on the touch. Tharman back to Anderson, who will center towards Bo Peterson, but not able to get there. Britton again is able to get his hands on it. We'll send it back the other way. Down to just over 16 minutes left, folks. That one he got a hold of. Able to get it out. Cliver's going to chase it down, send it back up towards midfield. Haling not able to secure that one. Trotter in for Haling, the way it looks, and number 4 into the game, I believe, William Dykstra for Ashland. Ashland on the throw in here. Get it up near midfield. Radicek, the first to touch it. Trotter trying to get involved, gets a little bit of separation, sends it over to Peterson. Peterson trying to get a shot on goal, does. It's going to go off the defender, so we'll have another corner kick opportunity for Lakeland. Tharman again trying to see if they can break open a goal here to take the lead. See what direction he goes. If he tries to go on the backside, he does. Got to cross all the way through. Ashland's able to clear it. Stay on the left sideline, back to Van Hefty. Looks like he's going to go back to Quaid. They're chasing towards him, but he sends it back to Van Hefty after he gets a little bit of space. Van Hefty loses it for a second, but is able to recover. Savell near the sideline there. Trying to get back into their normal positioning. Got a throw in for on the sideline for Ashland. Throw it down. Looks like it's going to make it all the way out the end line, so we'll have a goal kick opportunity for Lakeland. With 14-15 left in the game, at least in regulation. Quaid on the pass over to Savell. Lakeland controls it. Back to Tharman, who's going to send it over to Mishushin, who's got a little bit of space. I'm sure the defense will be ready for him. He's getting a little bit of a tangled up. And we got a penalty there, or a foul called again on Ashland. About the 20-yard line. We'll have a direct kick, I would imagine. Mishushin will go on the ball. The clock is running down under 14 minutes. Mishushin approaches to get the wall between him and the goal. Tries to shoot on the goal, and then nice save again by Britton. He sends it over to the left sideline. Trotter's there first, but is not able to secure it. Ball looks like it must have went out of bounds on that sideline, yes, and it's going to be Cliver on the throw-in. Tharman on the touch. Under 13 minutes left, as you can imagine. The tensions are starting to rise here as we get deeper into this game, and in a bit of an unexpected 1-1 tie late in the game. Ashland has played a fantastic game on the defensive end and kept themselves completely in this game and a chance to win here late. Even if they get to overtime, to be able to win in overtime. Lakeland hoping that doesn't happen. Mishushin tries to get through but is not able to. It looks like that was touched again by the defense. We'll have another corner kick. Down to about 12 minutes remaining. Tharman again over there in the corner. Savell approaches. Header by Trotter. Peterson sends it back middle. Not able to secure it. We got another shot on goal. Peterson looks like it's going to be off of Black, and a goal kick for Ashland again. Ashland again dodges the charge from Lakeland. It looks like we have a whistle stoppage, and they're calling that a corner kick after the ball must have went out of bounds before Peterson was able to get there. So we'll have a corner kick from the right sideline this time. Approaching 11 minutes left in the game. As always for Lakeland, Tharman on the corner. Sends it backside. Lakeland in there, but Britton again there. He's excited, and he should be. He's had a fantastic game back there in the goal. Done a great job of helping his team stay completely in this game and in position to win yet. Peterson tries a little bit of a difficult shot from the right sideline. Again, saved by Britton. At least his 16th save on the night. Lakeland, oh, we got a little bit of a turnover here, an advance by Ashland. Try to get it up the left sideline. Cliver back to it, over to Van Hefty, who sends it back up the field. Trotter's trying to chase it down for the T-Birds. The ball will be out of bounds to Lakeland. Cliver up on the throw. Just over 10 minutes left. We're getting down to those final minutes, folks. Mishashin on the ball. Trying to, a little bit of pushing and shoving there, but hard to say who's winning and who's losing. As you can imagine, folks getting a little bit nervous at that point. Lakeland will take over, going to try and send it in from the right sideline. Ashland rebuffs their attempt. Anderson on the sideline. Over to Kellner, back to, well, towards Savell, but to Tharman. Tharman tries, but is blocked. Ashland controls it, but Lakeland takes back over. Cliver tries sending it up the right sideline. It goes out of bounds. We're down to 9 minutes left. A couple subs into the game. Even house in, and number 2 back again. The goal scorer, Randy Goike, after a little bit of a break. Probably trying to get those legs fresh. Young freshman out there having a nice game. Certainly a threat to score for Ashland. Ball goes out of bounds off Lakeland. We're going to have another throw down there on that Ashland end, which we have not been on a whole lot tonight. Still a 1-1 game. Ball centered, trouble, but Lakeland is able to clear it. Over to Goike. Tharman advancing, but it looks like 20 is going to get there. Lakeland controlling. Anderson sends it up middle. Ashland has it. Peterson beats him to the ball. Anderson into Radishek, who sends it over to Kellner. Ashland able to recover. Savell out near the 30. Sends it middle. Mishashin head got behind the defensive players. Oh, we got a little bit of a potential run out here. 2-on-2 at the moment. Lakeland. Goike again on the send, but Quaid is there. It's just over 7 minutes left in regulation. Radishek sends a touch up to Kellner. Over to Tharman. Ashland defense is right there and able to recover and get the ball back. They send it up the right sideline. Goike over there in some space. The ball is going to stay in bounds the way it looks. And Van Hefty running alongside of him, able to get back into defensive position and takes it away from the freshman. Radishek over to Kellner, who sends the ball out of bounds. Ashland will have the throw in. 6:30 left in the contest. Somebody hoping for a late goal so they don't have to worry about the overtime situation, which to my memory is 2 10-minute periods no matter what, and then it goes to a shootout after that. In a playoff game like this, Mishashin is coming up with a little bit of a limp there after losing the ball. Looks like he's running okay, trying to track it down again. Tharman over to Cliver, over to Van Hefty. Sends it up to Tharman, who sends it right middle, over to Evenhouse, who sends it back into Tharman. Over to Anderson, left sideline, towards the corner. Ashland in control of the ball, gets around a little bit. Van Hefty there. Radishek. Anderson sends it middle. Mishashin trying to chase it down, right sideline. Gets a little bit of separation, probably going to cross this if he can. It's going to go out the end line. We're going to have a opportunity for a corner kick. Just under 5 minutes to go in the contest here, at least in regulation into the game for the T-Birds. It's number 17, Mac Haling. Looks like he's coming in for Evenhouse. Here comes Tharman. Good Savell right there. Good defensive play. A little bit ahead going on after that. Another advance saved by the Ordockers. T-Birds in the ball again. Peterson still in control. Sends it left side, but the defense there. Tharman on the touch to Haling, but we lose it. They lose it. And Anderson trying to chase it down on the sideline. Goike attacking towards him. Radishek. Send it over to Anderson. Just under 4 minutes, remaining 4 minutes. Anderson up the left sideline, still in control of it. Looks like it's going to end up out of bounds. It'll be the Ordockers' ball on the left sideline over there. Into the game for the Ordockers, number 14. Fanchi. My apologies to his family if they're listening and I got that wrong. F-A-N-C-H-I. Anderson sends it across the field over to Haling, back to Van Hefty. Over to Tharman, to Savell. Anderson. 3 minutes remaining. Radishek on the touch over to Yaroslav Nishishin. Nothing. Okay, we got another foul called on the trip. Going to be Lakeland's ball at about the 23-yard line. Looks like Anderson's going to try the kick. Ashland able to snuff it out. .220 left in regulation. Ball in the hands of Britton at the moment. Punts it out towards midfield. Haling the first to touch it. Again, the tensions are rising here in this playoff game late as everybody's hoping to win and win in regulation, not to have to worry about any overtime or shootout possibilities. That's not much fun for the players. I know a lot of pressure on both ends for the offensive player and for the goalkeeper. Like I said, I believe it would be 2 10-minute overtime periods no matter what. If it goes to overtime, you have to finish the whole thing. Michigan on a touch. Peterson trying to chase it down, is not able to, but it will be out of bounds to Lakeland. 1:30 remaining here. Into Michigan, back to Peterson, who's going to try and get across. Haling trying to get it. Got a player on the ground. Haling centers it. Guess who's there again? Mr. Britton. At least 17 saves for the goalkeeper. Great game again for Owen Britton. Ball is skied. We're down to 1 minute remaining. Michigan trying to get into a shot location. Nice clear again for Ashland. Going to have a throw in by Haling. About 45 seconds remaining. Tharman sends one up into the air. Hoping for trouble. Peterson involved there. Block. Michigan just misses the hit the crossbar the way it looks. 30 seconds remaining. Down to 15 seconds left. Looks like we're destined for overtime at this point. that's it, folks. We'll head to overtime with a 1-1 game as we end regulation. Ashland excited as the 8th seed to have played to this tie. We'll see what happens here to send this game on. They're excited, as you can imagine. Many saves for Britain. I count at least 17 of them, and it could be more. Yeah, 2-10. As I said earlier, looks like we'll have 2 10-minute overtime periods. They'll each go one direction for 10 minutes, and it could be an unlimited amount of goals. If it ends up being tied after the second overtime, we do go to a shootout situation where each team would get an opportunity 5 times, 5 different players shooting a penalty kick to advance on to the next. Again, 2 10-minute periods, no matter what. Again, the player of the game has to be Owen Britton, the goalkeeper for Ashland. About 30 shots on goal, leading to 18, at least 17 saves for Britain, and 2 shots on goal for Ashland, 1 goal and 1 save for Carter Quaid. The captains are meeting with the referees here. Just got an update as well that Rhinelander and Medford are headed for overtime at a 1-1 draw down there in Medford. Looks like the Ore Dockers are ready to get started. T-Birds will be out there shortly. Looks like the Ore Dockers will be going from, or defending the west goal here at Incredible Bank Field. At least what I assume to be the west goal. And Lakeland will be defending, of course, the east goal once they break their huddle here and go. And again, as I mentioned, we'll have two 10-minute overtime periods. The teams will switch after a brief halftime type of display. We'll see the T-Birds can go out and do it after they've had a very successful regular season. But as us sporting fans know, there's nothing guaranteed when it comes to the WIAA playoffs in any sport. You have to go out there and perform. We'll see if the T-Birds can bounce back and persevere through plenty of shots on goal, but things just didn't go their way. And a great game so far by Britton. We'll see if he can keep it up and keep his team in the game. Defense has been great. Lakeland will start with the ball, and here we go. We're underway. Savell will send it up. Ashland clears it over to Cliver. Back to Van Hefty. Cliver again. Sends it middle, but the defense is there. Ashland playing with an amount of confidence, which they should be, of course, right now, as well as they've played tonight. Savell on the backside here, sends it over. Looks like it's going to get stolen. A little bit of a push ahead, but Quaid should be there and is. Sends it up on the pass over to Anderson, who sends it up to Kellner, back to Anderson, but stolen back by Anderson again after the 1 minute already gone here in the first overtime. Van Hefty. Looks like we got a push by Van Hefty. It's going to be Ashland ball at about the 30-yard line on a direct here. See if the T-Birds are ready. Send it in. Wide right. It'll be a goal kick for the T-Birds. The attempt is by one of the defensemen over there. I can't quite see his number from here. 15 perhaps. 16. Fischbach is my guess. T-Birds decide to send Savell back for the kick. Sends it up the left sideline. See if Kellner can track it down, and he is able to, but the defense right there, he keeps control. Turns it back towards Savell to Anderson. Goike with Ashton Anderson the whole time. Anderson still on the advance, getting into that offensive space, but Ashland there to rebut it and send it the other way a little bit. Got a cross there over to Mishishin, trying to get a shot attempt, but is not able to. Haling tracks it down over to Cliver, back to Radishak, over to Van Hefty. DJ on the approach, sends it middle, nobody there, but makes it all the way through. Tharman on the mid, tries to get his foot on it. Good defensive play there, unable to. Good play again by Ashland to clear. We're down 3 minutes into overtime, 7 minutes remaining in our first overtime. Can hear the crowd just a little bit trying to get their team fired up. Header goes in the middle. Ashland able to send it out to the left side. Anderson trying to track it down between the pass into Savell. Tries to send it over to the right sideline and does. It'll be out of bounds off of Ashland. Haling over there. We're 4 minutes into overtime, 6 minutes remaining in the first overtime. Ball going down to the corner. Ashland sends it on the sideline. As good as Britain has been playing tonight, I would think Ashland would be fairly confident in a shootout, though Quaid has had an outstanding year in the goal. Britain is having a great night tonight, for sure. Savell attacking from center. Sends it over to Kellner. Back to Savell. Over to Tharman. Into Mishushin. Back to Tharman. Back to Savell. Again, folks, remember Lakeland had a PK earlier in the game and was not able to capitalize. Tharman sends in almost a prayer from deep, but it just about gets over Britton's head, but he is able to reach up and get it. Sends it out to midfield. Anderson trying to get back to it. Sends it back to Quaid. To Anderson. Anderson again, over to Kellner. Tries to get it to Tharman, is unable to. Van Hefty gets the ball in the middle there on defensive end. Ball out in space. We'll see if Mishushin can win a race to it. I don't think he's going to. He doesn't, and Ashland is able to send it to the sidelines. 4:30 remaining in the first overtime. Mishushin on the ball over to Mac Haling. Sends it middle. Looks like it was touched by the defense, but able to be secured by Britton. Britton sends it out near midfield. Tharman the first to touch. Ashland second and gets it sent their way. Anderson sends it to the sideline. Not able to be tracked down by Kellner. 7 on the out of bounds. Nortonen. Tharman. Up to Mishushin. He's got a 1-on-4. Here comes his teammate. Peterson on the catch, but there's Britton, of course. Down to about 3:30 remaining in the first overtime. Britton sends the ball out towards midfield. Tharman the first to run on it. Mishushin over to Haling. Over to Radishek at the 30-yard line. Inches forward. Tries to sending one in and to no avail over the football goal post. We got a sub coming in for Lakeland. Abe Emenhouse is coming into the game for Radishek. We are at 3 minutes remaining in the first overtime. Haling on it. Savell. Peterson. A little bit of space, trying to keep his space. We got nothing. Yes, we got something. It is not inside the box, so it will not be a penalty kick. It'll be a direct kick from just outside the penalty box, probably 2 yards short or so. Lakeland can score here. They're going to set up the wall to try and defend. Mishushin will have it. About 2:15 left in the first overtime. Pretty exciting opportunity here for Lakeland. See if they can get one in. Mishushin on the advance, and they were able to score. Lakeland T-Birds get one in. Looks like it was Evenhouse on the goal, 18 Evenhouse, to make the score 2-1 with 2:07 left in the first overtime. Again, that is not the end of the game. We do play both overtimes. No matter what, we're going to switch ends for a second half, I guess. However, that would be considered in soccer if the teams can keep it that way. Right now, though, Lakeland takes a 2-1 lead. Again, as far as I could tell, Abe Evenhouse on the goal for the T-Birds after the ricochet. Again, fantastic night by Owen Britton. Clock will start again, of course. Lakeland's goal is to finish this overtime with the lead 2-1, hoping to potentially get another goal to give himself a little bit of breathing room. Haling on the right sideline there. Looks like the referee's going to stop it for some rough play there by Haling. We're down to 1:40 in the first overtime. 1:40 remaining. Haling able to secure it. And Ashland now again. Push on towards the right sideline. The ball's going to stay in bounds, but it's off of Ashland here. Lakeland's ball. 1:20 remaining in overtime. 1:20 in the first overtime. Anderson sends the ball up towards Evenhouse, is able to get it there, but Lakeland still controlling on their end. Yaroslav Mishishin at the 20-yard line, looking to get another shot location here. Down to 1 minute. Tharman takes a shot, and another save by Britton. Well done. Nice try by Tharman there to see if he could get Lakeland to a 2-goal lead here, approaching the, looks like Ashland was able to get a hand on that ball, so we're going to go the other way. 40 seconds remaining in overtime, the first overtime of 2. Got a whistle here for stoppage. And a yellow card. Someone didn't like that call the way it looks. Number 22, Mulliken, wasn't a fan of the handball call. We're at 36 seconds remaining. That yellow card is essentially a technical foul, again, in my basketball understanding, without much of a penalty unless you were to get a second yellow card. He does come out of the game, has to be replaced. I guess that's the penalty. 36 seconds remaining here. Anderson will set the ball in play and does. The clock will start on that touch. Mishishin in there. Savell trying to get to it and does. Passes it up towards Evenhouse, but it's able to be cleared by Ashland. Anderson trying to chase it down, does. Sends the ball to the left corner. The ball could stay in play. It's rolling with nobody in range, and they're going to send it the other way. 15 seconds left as Ashland does their goal kick. Trying to get the ball to the end of the field. And that'll end the first overtime period with Lakeland in the lead, 2-1. Again, we'll have one more 10-minute overtime after a brief break. Timeout in between quarters, kind of a break, a couple minutes I would assume. We'll switch ends and go the other way. It looks like about a 2-minute break the clock keeper has. I have not had an update lately from Medford. Let's see if I have anything from my scoreboard watcher. Thanks everybody for listening. I'm glad it's been a great soccer game again. Ashland has just played a tremendous game tonight on the defensive end. They have not had much of a run out offensively. They've had 2 shots on goal the entire night. Thankfully for them, they were able to capitalize on one. Had a great one-on-one situation between a freshman, Ramdi Goike, who was able to put the goal home to give the Ordockers the tie at that point, 1-1 in regulation early in the second half after a first half goal by Yaroslav Mishishin. So we are sitting at 2-1 at the end of the first overtime. Again, soccer has a bit of an unusual overtime situation, but it's a fairness thing for ends of the field, etc., similar to, I suppose, in football in the NFL as they changed the rule a few years ago to make sure both teams get the ball. Unless somebody were to score a touchdown, I guess, in the NFL. But this is a chance that if it were a real windy day or something like that, that each team gets a chance to go both directions. So it'd be interesting to see how Lakeland chooses to play this second overtime. I would think they'd play it fairly defensively. Ashland has played great defense all night. We'll see if they can turn on the aggressiveness a little bit. Their goal would obviously be to see if they can get this to a shootout situation to give them a great opportunity to make it a penalty kick type of game. Both teams are getting ready to come back out onto the field. Again, 10 minutes remaining. This is what those playoff games are all about. I remember back in my high school days a few times in playoff games where you thought you might have a good chance, and somebody plays the role of the underdog and does a great job, which is what Ashland has done tonight as a 9 seed, the lowest seed in the half of sectional, and they were able to come in and give the 1 seed all they could handle, and they have so far. They'll see if they can finish the game and be really happy for their bus ride home. But even if it ended now, they would be able to have their heads held high. We'll get going here. 10 minutes left in this second overtime. Ashland does possess the ball to start on their end. Have a whistle. The ball was out of bounds. Be Lakeland's ball. Peterson. I would imagine one of the things you'd have a hard time doing, just like in a football game, you don't want to switch all the time to a prevent defense because all of a sudden the other team starts getting the ball. Just like we see here, Ashland having it in their end more already than they have for much of the game. Lakeland trying to play a little bit more of a defensive game. Ashland trying to keep the ball as often as possible. We're about 1 minute in here, folks. Ashland taking the ball on a throw-in on their sideline. They're getting readjusted where they're going to be throwing it in from. Goike was on the throw-in there. David. Lakeland controlling the ball out near midfield. Hailing on the pass backward to Cliver to Peterson. Anderson will have it now. Out near midfield, sends the ball up the left sideline, able to squirt it through there. Down, of course, to Mr. Britton, who's getting his hands on the ball again in the goal. Sends it out, approaching midfield. Yaroslav Mishishin, the first to touch, and sends it down towards him again, but he's able to get the long distance kick in his hands again. We are 1:20 into overtime. 1:40 into overtime. Van Hefty sends it. Header back for Ashland, back towards their own goal. Hailing on the pressure. Ashland sends the ball out of bounds. It'll be Lakeland's ball on the sideline. Hailing on the throw-in to Cliver, right in front of his team's bench. Back to Hailing again. Ashland recovers, gets the ball, starts a bit of an advance, sends it up the sideline, but Cliver's there to knock it down. Sends it deep middle into the hands of Britton. 7:30 remaining in the second overtime here. This 2-1 lead for Lakeland. They scored with a little over a minute remaining in the first overtime. Savell sends it down again. Britton gets his hands on it. 7:10 remaining in the second overtime. He sends it out. Mishishin, the first to touch for Lakeland. Controlling it. Mishishin still on the control. Sends it over the sideline to Kellner, who's not able to track it down. It'll be Ashland's ball deep on their own sideline. Goike over there on the throw-in. Peterson. Got a little bit of a run out here for Ashland. And there we go. Let's see what happens. It looks like Ashland was offsides. Ramdy Goike was offsides, but had a little bit of life there. Looked like Lakeland was going to track it down, but a good advance for Ashland. Be Lakeland's ball going the other way. We have about 6:20 left in this second overtime and in the contest, unless we were to have to go to a shootout. Anderson sends it over to Mishishin, who's going to control it along near the right sideline. Sends it middle. Tharman not able to secure it. Goike headed back by Van Hefty. Another air ball by Ashland. Van Hefty sends a moon ball up here. Cliver able to get his foot on it, sends it up the deep right sideline, still rolling in bounds, not going out of bounds yet. The goalkeeper heading towards the ball. He is out of the goal, but Lakeland not able to capitalize in that scenario. Ashland sends the ball out of bounds. We're down to 5:30 remaining in the game. going to be Ashland's ball deep sideline, 4:50, 4:20 left in the game. Ball's down into the corner, sideline out of bounds. Sideline throw in for Lakeland. 4 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Sorry if I missaid that earlier. Another corner kick coming, it looks like, for Lakeland. Tharman, of course, over there again. He's just going to send it inbounds to, they're going to center it. Nobody there on the backside. Jockeying for position right in front of the Lakeland bench. Out of bounds again off of Ashland. 4:15 left in the game. Lakeland up again, 2-1 here in this second overtime. Haling sends it middle, but the defense is there. Ashland just hoping a ball can squirt through and see if they can get Goike one-on-one or one-on-two against Lakeland and see what he can do. He seems to be their main threat offensively tonight. Lakeland penetrating here a little bit. The ball is on the left sideline. Lakeland keeps the ball there. Ashton, Anderson to Kellner, to Tharman, over to Haling, back to Cliver. 3:30 remaining, over to Savell. Lakeland obviously using a bit of a stall type of a tactic, keep the ball away from the Oredockers as much as possible. Ashland hoping for a mistake. Cliver in the middle. Oh, he sends it into some space. Hopefully Van Hefty is able to get there. He is. Otherwise, Goike was looking like a good situation for him. Savell sends it up middle to Yaroslav. 3 minutes remaining. Yaroslav able to get the ball back. Mishushin. Looks like we got a foul situation here. Going to be Lakeland's ball, I believe. A little bit of pushing going on both ways there between Mishushin and number 20, I think it is, Weisseschill. Even, Anderson will take the kick with about 2:30 remaining. Sends it just over to Tharman. They're going to try and keep possession rather than attacking the goal. But here we get it into Mishushin. Tries to take a shot on goal, but it's deflected out of bounds again off of Ashland. We're down to 2:15 remaining. Be a throw in for Lakeland on the near sideline here, just near their bench. Haling throwing it towards the corner, and number 2 Tharman in there, who sends a moon ball to the middle, hoping for a mistake, and he does, but Britton is able to still recover and get it. So down to 1:55 remaining on the punt by good header there. Peterson on the track and is able to get it. Sends it to the sideline over to Kellner. Haling on the touch. Out of bounds, or almost out of bounds. Looks like nope, it is out of bounds off of Ashland. 1:25 remaining. 1:25 left in this regulation. Anderson throwing it in to Radicek, excuse me. Out of bounds again, down to 1:10 remaining. Anderson wisely using his time a bit on the sideline there, throws it in. Throws it backwards to Tharman at about the 25-yard line or so, who sends it middle. Haling there, it squirts through. Britton trying to track it down, but isn't able to. We're going to have a corner kick again for Lakeland, down to 45 seconds or so. Yeah, we got a corner. Tharman getting over there. I would imagine they'll just try to possess this rather than trying to score a goal, see if they can just touch it to... No, he sends it middle. Savell on the touch in the middle. trying for a shot on goal and is not able to do it. Down to 20 seconds remaining on the contest. Britton, his defenseman, will send the ball from there. Nice job by the Ashland player. Cliver sends it back towards the corner deep. Down under 10 seconds left. The count has happened. No ball around. That will do it. Ashland has played a fantastic game, but Lakeland is going to escape with a 2-1 victory in overtime tonight here against Ashland. Congratulations to Ashland on a fantastic fight tonight. They played a great game for a team that comes in as a 9 seed, 2 wins on the season. They gave Lakeland everything that they could handle as a number 1 seed that had already won 14 games this year. So well played by Ashland, specifically by their goalkeeper Owen Britton. Lakeland advances to host here at Incredible Bank Field this Saturday night against the winner of the Rhinelander-Medford game. I'm hoping for an update, but I have not seen one yet here. It is, the last update I have is that it's still tied after the first overtime, so they're in their second overtime right there down in Medford. If we get an update, I'll let you know, but we're going to get close to finishing up here tonight, and you'll just have to check the website and check the news, etc., to get that score if I don't have it before then. But we do know that Lakeland will host the winner of that game here Saturday night. As far as I've heard, everything would be that it would be at 7 p.m. here again at Incredible Bank Field. We hope to see you out at the game. Until then, have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Okay. Well, thanks for the opportunity.